What's up, everybody? This is Trainor-Ling here.
What's going on, my pet shoppers and video gamers? This is Littlest Nintendo Shop here, back from cyberspace.
What's up, everybody? It's I, Ken Snake.
Hello, everyone. This is WingedArtist28.
Hello, everybody. This is Downloads Bacon here. And I was downloading some bacon, and I just happened to come across a file that said a rage monkey. So, I downloaded the file, and it turned out to be LNS.
Yeah. You guys remember that golden sarcophagus that grabbed Michael Kopsa? Well, it came back for me. I kicked that overgrown golden coffin in the digital dust, got my power back, but then I opened the portal, ended up where Bacon's computer looked like Bacon and got chomped for a minute.
Greetings, everyone. This is CC Trainor-Ling.
What's going on, guys? It's James the Con Man, and to quote the late, great Owen Hart, enough's enough, and it's time for a change!
Excellent. Alright, guys, so let's get right into the plot. The plot here is that when a new pet cat comes to the pet shop, he keeps saying the same word over and over again. Why?
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 Oh.
And he's annoying the fans. And the subplot is that Blaze is tired of her frilly room and decides to give it a makeover that she saw in a magazine. My first positive, Blaze. I honestly have to say, her idea of recreating her room, it looked awesome when she was done. The fact that she's able to think so quickly and she's so resourceful and she can do all of that, it was amazing. And this kind of isn't Blythe here, but I wanted to just mention this. The song that goes on when she puts on her iPod or iPhone, whatever that was.
Yeah, they introduced a new singer in this episode named AJ Woodworth. She actually sang the song A Different Kind of Girl.
Have we already proved throughout the whole series that Blythe is very resourceful and quick on her feet? I mean, heck, she created tap shoes for Vinny's using small shoes and thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the song. This is actually the first new song introduced in the second part of the season because Chase Away the Winter Blues was actually released back in June. And I think AJ did a really great job on this song. The lyrics feel really inspirational and it makes you want to get up and change the looks of your own room.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm good with my room where it is.
I shut my drum set a bit after hearing that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's my new workspace downstairs, which is like a great place for me to work on my art. My other positive I actually like to add in there would be the pets creating these crazy theories why Blythe can understand them. I think pretty much like you can probably remember that Vinny, Sunil, and Minka created their own bridges. Minka with the apes like Tarzan, Sunil with the magician, and Vinny's the one that had all those like kid drawing sequence. It felt a bit weird and bizarre, and it actually got me like laughing at that. I mean, I really enjoyed that aspect.
When I saw that part, that was honestly one of the most hilarious parts of the episode. It was a long idea, but I loved how it ends. Like, she can do all this stuff, and then Godzilla shows up, and then it shows her getting into her pajamas and going to sleep. It's like, what does this have to do with this?
Yeah. I think it was meant to be a tribute to the fans, like creating all those theories of why Blight can understand. I mean, there are fans like just like creating these theories as to why she can understand, beside the dumb ways, and then.
Although Blythe's
just
magician isn't so far-fetched because we have seen she did practice some magic and So You Think You Can Dance with a Child.
Yeah, I was gonna say, CC kinda took it out of my mouth. Meow Meow is freaking adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why?
Have you seen those eyes?
I think you guys are saying it already.
Just look at those eyes. How can you say that those are not adorable kitty eyes?
Maybe it's the fact I'm a cat person. It might be the fact I'm a cat person, but the minute Meow came on screen, I fell in love with
If you remember Ed and Eddie, Meow Meow is just like Johnny in that one episode when he just kept asking why.
And just Aloysius from My Little Pony's Owls Well That Ends Well. He said who all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's an owl.
Now you might have heard of the Socratic method of asking why.
Yeah.
Meow Meow is clearly a scholar of that.
If anything, you should ask why not.
Also, to clarify this, Meow Meow is voiced by Jocelyn Lowen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
finally,
time.
her first new character ever since her debut.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The other part I'd like to add upon was the way the pets actually sort of reacted to like Meow's why, and I think my favorite part and that was when Vinny was like trying to show him his dance moves, but then all of a sudden like Meow Meow kept kept saying the Y's as usual, and he gets a bit like stressed out, and then all the Y's just popping out a lot, and it just made his like confidence like low. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if we could go to negative right now, I'd like to talk about Meow Meow since we were just talking about him. Personally, I find this cat really annoying, and I never get annoyed by anything, so it's incredibly hard for me to get annoyed. Meow Meow only says one word, and instead of going along with the joke, the pets take everything he asks literally. Maybe the writers wanted to get the pets to think about stuff, maybe not. But when someone just says one word, you should just say that word to them as a playful joke, like having fun. What Meow Meow was doing was playfully having fun and asking why to everything, while the pets themselves weren't asking themselves the question. This tactic is like really cunning, and Meow Meow was correct in saying the pets ask so many questions because Meow Meow never asked a single question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Meow Meow was annoying, and then we also had to deal with Meow Meow getting caught in the rope, even though Meow Meow's a cat, and they land on their feet.
Well, this is a minor nitpick with me. It's, just like a baby cat. Perhaps it doesn't know it can land on its feet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You got a
granted,
point there. You got a point.
My negative in here though, would be actually the Blight Cell plot. I actually felt like it was, even though it was okay, it felt a bit predictable, like in the sense that, well, it took her quicker to like make a new room, and then you pretty much get the whole message saying like you don't have to change your room, just be yourself.
Didn't we already say that and rustle up some fun?
Yeah, wasn't that already a like sort of a moral, was to be yourself?
Oh yeah, that part was
Not the
tactical.
moral of the show in general.
I
Pretty
think
much,
it is.
I'd also like to add on to the plots, both plots in general, not just Blight plots. I think they were like really boring and bland, generic and predictable. The synopsis was released 3 weeks in advance, and I called that this would either be a curious cat or a cat that only says one word. And I knew that this episode would turn out this way, and I never call anything on an episode. I can't predict any episode ever, so that says something. Then the pets plot, they bring up the question of the whole show from the beginning, only to not answer it in the end, to leave it unanswered. Maybe they were acknowledging that this question still exists, like they were maybe teasing us with something, but I find it really pointless.
Why even bother at this point? I really don't think it matters if we know how she does it. We just know that she can do it.
Yeah.
The only hinting that we have to know as to why she could talk to pets is what Russell said back in Summertime Blues, is if, Madison herself was also any dumbwaiter action, just like Blythe was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's really the only hint as to how Blythe was able to talk to pets in the first place. And I guess that was just a fan theory that everyone was just kind of running with.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many of theories that to this day, when Women Enough came in. Like, my nitpick, for this one actually involved the fact that when the pets were asking why to, Blythe about why she can understand, and, the pets, besides the dumbwaiters, and then she says, like, she actually just shrugged it up and just says, like, well, I'm just lucky I have it, and sure, even if, sure, cause it felt like, well, we didn't get that to that part, but I don't know, maybe it could be hinting something like for the finale, or just in a distant season if possible.
It's not really much of a negative, but I don't really like Minka's, Sunil's, and Vinny's theories on how Blythe got her abilities. The theories, they were well thought out, but very ridiculous, crazy, and impossible for a human to do. I didn't like them at all, and they just made me cringe knowing that they're all completely wrong. They're animals, so they don't know anything about the human world, so I'll let it slide a little bit.
On that note, I'd like to point out one thing in Minka's little fantasy thing. Roger has probably the greatest mullet I've ever seen.
I love the mullet.
The mullet was cool.
Alright, so, overall, this was a pretty good episode. Was it one of my favorites? Nah, especially not of this season. I guess, overall, it was a pretty good episode, as I said before. The song was great. We got to see a new singer. She was really good. Blythe was great. Pets were great. It was really good. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10.
Well, this episode, in my opinion, was a mixture of boring and annoying, and I just really did not like this episode. And this episode is just not really an episode I want to go back to. So overall, I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 10.
I'll agree with LNS. This episode was really boring and annoying, but I thought initially this episode was going to be better than Back Window, and I was going to give it a higher score to represent that. But after watching it for a second time to compile my thoughts and review of this episode, I do not like this episode better than Back Window. I might give it the same score, but it's not better, so I'll still give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Now, with me coming in, I can understand that some won't enjoy for how much annoying Meow Meow was in it, or maybe the plot perhaps. But despite the dragged on YAG and just the talking ability getting shrugged off in that sense, it was still entertaining enough with the crazy theories addressing the hints to why Blight can really talk, well, despite the Summertime Blues, like, hint, and the comic aspects to the pets handling Meow Meow. Well, I thought if only the subplot with Blight had been interesting to link the two plots earlier, it would have been better. So it's still a very good episode in my books. For me, it's an 8.5 out of 10.
Now, I'm a guy who really likes to see change in all his series, especially if we go back to Secret Recipes. Status quo was changed when the big secret was revealed, so that was good. That's good change. And then we get change in this episode, like a brand new room. Now, I get how Blythe was, pulling a Russell up some fun subplot there. I get how it's supposed to be yourself, but I actually think that the new room would have been great. It just goes to show that she can do more than just pet fashions. Would have definitely enjoyed to see that more. For the pet subplots, I definitely understand exactly where they were going. I kind of knew how all this was gonna, end up, and I personally don't see anything wrong with that subplot at all. Meow Meow mixed bag. He was funny in the sense that it was, it's like, why? It is funny for like a while, but then eventually it really can get annoying. But hey, curiosity almost killed the cat, as we saw in the episode.
Boo.
Oh, come on, man. That was funny.
Yes, she could change her room, but would it really define her? Does it really define her personality, or is she just trying to go with the status quo?
That's why she changed it, though. She changed it back.
That's the point, because she changed it for the sole purpose of status quo.
Okay.
She told young lady it would change forever.
Regardless of what the change brings, it would have been nice to see it, but still, I get where they were going, but maybe that's just me. So overall, I don't hate the episode. It's fine. It's not really good, but it's fine. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
For me, I liked Meow Meow. Meow Meow was pretty cute at first, but, quickly became a little grating as the episode went on, but it's only 22 minutes, in all honesty. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I actually infinitely liked the Pets plot a little more than Blight's plot, because that one was just kind of a retread of Russell Up Some Fun. Let's be honest here. And I'm going to get crucified and possibly flogged and beaten and everything for this, but I must be the only person on the planet that didn't quite care for the song. It's nice to see a new singer here, and she did great, but just overall just sounded a little bit generic, if that makes sense. Come on, you guys have done better than this in the past. Prove it. But in all honesty, is this episode the best of the series? No. Is it best of season 3? No. But it's still something that's worth a watch if you're bored. So for me, I have to give it an 8 out of 10.
Hello everyone, now it is time for my thoughts, and you have noticed that I haven't said much. I've been saving everything for right now. Play that music, baby. It's time for my final thoughts. Man, this feels like deja vu, because I'm repeating myself again. I feel as if this was like last week's episode. It was good, but the episode just gets a lot of hate and negativity. More negatives than positives. And let me start with the biggest negative that everyone has here. From the smallest, cutest little kitty, Meow Meow. Meow Meow, or the kitten that only says why, according to some. Meow Meow reminds me of a small child. One that is very curious or very playful, because him asking why frequently is just him playing with them, or him just being very curious. Now, I can't harp him on that, and I can't say that they abused the word why in this episode. If Renil was correct, he only said the word why 25 times in the span of 22 minutes. If we want to talk about a show abusing a word or doing it way too often, we have to go with Teen Titans Go, that said the word waffles 188 times in a span of 11 minutes. It's almost 17 times a minute, while Meow Meow only said why an estimation of maybe once, no more than twice a minute. Now, Meow Meow constantly asking why leads to one of my favorite parts of the episode, and one strong moment in this entire episode in general, is the comedy and the pets' fantasies, and how Blythe can understand and talk to pets. Minka's and Vinny's were just hilarious. I love Minka's because of the idea of Roger sporting that mullet. Made it look pretty good. Just look at him, he reeks of early 90s. It's hilarious. Am I the only one who noticed the cop just bend those bars with his bare hand and get Blythe out of there? I thought that was hilarious. That was just awesome. I noticed also that the owner, or who the cop was talking to, looked like Penny Ling's zoo owner, I guess. And Minka's narration just made it even more hilarious. This was awesome. Just this alone made it a very, very good episode. Then we get Vinny's, and wow, I gotta congratulate everyone on the show. This was something else. This was amazing. I'm surprised no one really focused on this, because this, oh my gosh. I can go on for days discussion on this, but I'm gonna continue with the next thing I gotta talk about. So to clarify, the pets were amazing in this episode. Pepper made me laugh with her jokes, and Zoe was just awesome. Now we go to the B-plot. I really did enjoy this B-plot, and I love the lesson that has been told here. Some might say that it is similar to another episode, Rustle Up Some Fun. Now, Rustle Up Some Fun is about loving who you are. Now, be yourself, be you, and being true to yourself. This episode is more about not following the fads, not following what a magazine tells you. Blythe learned that New Room is very modern and it works, but it's not her. And it's a good reason to change her room back. Not a lame, oh, status quo is God or whatever was stated earlier. At least it makes better sense in this show than it does with SpongeBob. If Squidward is happy, and then the next episode he's depressed, we never get a good reason why that happens. That is status quo is God done incorrectly. This was done correctly. At least there's a good reason for it. I have to say this again. I have nothing very, very strong to bash. I have nothing that I can really criticize or focus on to put negativity in. I loved everything about this episode. It was good. I don't see why I would deserve a 3 or 5 or 1 or 0 or anything. It's a fantastic episode. So with that in mind, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. I must be going bonkers because I am the only one.
Alright guys, so this is Information 98.
Will's Nintendo Shop still in one piece.
I Can Snake.
WingedArtist28.
This is CC Trainor-Ling.
James the Con Man!
And this is the League of Petshoppers signing off. See you guys later. Adios.
She's out home slices.
Take care.
Rock on, guys.
Stay classy.
Why?
Stay classy.
Why?
Why?
My goodness, you guys asked a lot of questions.
When? Also, this is Downloads Bacon signing off. Thanks, and thanks again. We'll see you next time.